and welcome to LFC Focus. It is time for the post-match reaction show after Liverpool have just beaten Newcastle United by 4-0 at Anfield on Boxing Day, and crucially, Manchester City have just lost 2-1 to Leicester City at the King Power Stadium, meaning Liverpool are now 6 points clear at the top of the table, 7 points clear of what was previously our closest rivals in Manchester City, who now slipped down to third in the Premier League table and are embroiled in a battle for second place with Tottenham now, let alone trying to recover ground and get anywhere near this Liverpool side at the moment. And we are only halfway through the season, exactly at the 50% stage. 19 games in, we've played every one so far. Liverpool have already got 51 points, which is phenomenal. And I mean, if you extrapolate that, take that across the rest of the season, essentially double it and assume we get 51 points in the second half, that would be more points than anyone has ever got in a single season in the English top flight. Again, head completely and utterly gone. And as I said, 6 points clear already. That is absolutely phenomenal, where all others are crumbling around us, where City are struggling with the pressure of the title race, struggling with the pressure of getting through this festive fixture period where the games come thick and fast, where you've got to recover quickly. They are struggling. They are falling at every hurdle. Liverpool are not. Liverpool are just steamrollering every single side that is put out in front of them. And I think that is one of the most impressive things about the game today was, to be honest, I don't think there were maybe even any players on the pitch who played above a 7 out of 10 today. And that's not to say anyone really played below a 7 out of 10. I mean, I'm glad I'm not doing a player rating show for this one, because it would be the most boring video of all time, because I'm pretty sure I would just give everybody a 7. No one really put a foot wrong at any point. Now, I will caveat that with the fact that I didn't have the best of luck finding streams for this game, so I have missed out certain bits of it, especially during that first half, and I'm aware that Liverpool were a little bit shaky in the opening stages, and Newcastle did have a couple of chances to actually go ahead before Dejan Lovren's opener, so please don't take my word as gospel, and if you disagree with me, be nice in the comments, because like I said, I haven't seen everything, but every single player didn't really put a foot wrong at any point, apart from maybe a couple of moments where Newcastle got some half chances and stuff like that. But I almost feel we actually exaggerate the chances that are that are played against us now, because of how rare they are. You know, the opposition could get a half chance, the kind of chance where the expected goals on it is about 0.2, and we'd look at that and say, oh, we're letting them through the back door here. That wasn't great defending. You know, we should be a little bit worried now. We're under way too much pressure, because Liverpool are just that good that moments like that, where the opposition won't even see it as a half chance, suddenly feel like we've just opened the floodgates completely in terms of our defence, because by and large our defence is pretty much impossible to bypass, and it was like that for most of the game today. So 7 out of 10s for the defence. The midfield just kept things ticking over. The tempo by and large all the way through the 90 minutes was played exactly as Liverpool wanted it to be. And then the attackers, it was quite a nice game for the attackers, really, because I think one thing that has been a sort of symptom of our attack all the way through the season is that we've rarely seen all 3 players on form at the same time. It's normally been 1 or 2 of them deliver an 8 out of 10, and then one of them might come through with a 6 out of 10. You know, not an awful performance, but just they don't quite feel as sharp as the other attackers that are on the pitch. Whereas I felt today, none of them felt like they were being carried. None of them felt like passengers in all the attacking passages of play. It felt like every player was as involved as each other and on the same wavelength and capable of contributing equal amounts to what Liverpool were trying to do going forward. So it was just such a great performance in terms of not blowing the opposition away, not being staunch defensively, but at the end of the day, the 4-0 scoreline still doesn't flatter Liverpool. You still look at that and think, you know what, that's probably a fair result on the balance of play. So individual performances, like I said, it's hard to pick too many out because it was such a solid team performance. One player that I do want to talk about, though, is Jordan Henderson, because it was a kind of game we haven't seen from him in a very, very long time for Liverpool. In terms of just what he was offering going forward, he was giving us driving runs. He was giving quick, incisive one-touch passes. He was moving the ball around quickly and showing quite a lot of dribbling talent that we know Henderson has got, because we saw it early on in his career when he was deployed further forward. But since he moved into that number 6 position a couple of seasons back, we haven't seen it anywhere near enough from Henderson, and that's fine. That's not a criticism of him, because he hasn't been playing in a position where those skills are actually needed or or even wanted from him. But now he's playing in that midfield too, alongside another defensive player like Fabinho or Gini Wijnaldum in the first half and some of the second half as well. Now, I know he played a similar role against Wolves, but obviously away from home against a strong attacking side like Wolves, he's probably going to just try and sit and anchor and stop Wolves from actually getting our back line or anything like that. But now it's a home game against a weaker side like Newcastle who are sitting off. We've seen a side of Henderson today that we haven't seen at all, really, like I said, for a few years. And I'm going to go out on a limb here, and again, do not slaughter me in the comments, please. Use your Christmas spirit. But if I'm honest, and this is just me speaking from the heart straight after the game, purely reactionary, if you took that performance and made Naby Keita do exactly the same things, I wouldn't bat an eyelid. I'd just look at that and say, yeah, standard Keita performance. That's what we expect from him. Driving runs, energy, quick incisive passes, a lot going forward and a little bit defensively as well. That's what we saw from Henderson today. And, you know, whether that's just because of the role he's playing or whether that's because of the quality of the midfielders we've got now, it's causing him to step up his game as well. And that's something that does happen when you've got a strong squad. You see players step up to respond to the other players around them. We've seen it with Dejan Lovren since Virgil van Dijk came in, and Lovren was another player who was absolutely great today, barely ever put a foot wrong in terms of as soon as Van Dijk came in, Lovren stepped his game up, Matip stepped his game up as well. Players respond to playing alongside better players. Xherdan Shaqiri, another example, come from Stoke, never really working out from there. Suddenly he's at Liverpool and he's banging the goals in, he's getting assists left, right and centre. He feels at home, he's playing brilliantly. You know, the better Liverpool's players get, the better Liverpool player get, because if Fabinho starts playing well and Keita start playing well, then Wijnaldum starts playing better and Henderson start playing better in response to that. You know, success breeds success, winning breeds winning, and this Liverpool team at the moment is such a fantastic example of that. You know, 8 wins in a row in the Premier League, 7 wins out of 7 games in December so far. We've got one more game in December against Arsenal to make it a perfect record. This Liverpool team just feels like an unstoppable juggernaut at the moment, and I've said it in previous videos, that must be so frustrating for Manchester City because they will have been waiting for us to slip up. They'll be watching every Liverpool game thinking, is this the moment where they finally sort of drop a couple points, where their momentum starts to halt? But as of now, and as of the last few months, this Liverpool team just doesn't look like slowing down at all. Now, of course, the next couple of games are big. Arsenal at home and that game against Manchester City at the Etihad, which could potentially be the decider in the title race. You know, that a few weeks ago was looking like a 6-pointer in the title race. Now, it's starting to look like a save our season game for Manchester City. They are in trouble. Liverpool are not. Enjoy the rest of your Boxing Day. Have a lovely time. Celebrate the fact that Liverpool aren't just top. They are top by 6 points and they are 7 points clear of the champions, the supposedly unstoppable Pep Guardiola's Manchester City. Everyone have a lovely evening. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. I'm sorry if it was a bit meandering in places, and I'm sorry if my analysis wasn't quite on point, but as I said, didn't have the best of luck with streams. I did see as much of the game as I possibly could, and I think I got the general gist of it. You know, Liverpool win 4-0, they don't concede a goal, City lose, we're ace, they're terrible, we're going to win the league, and they aren't. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, hit that like button down there, hit that subscribe button there if you're new around here. Check out some of the other videos that have been out on the channel over the past few days. Don't forget to follow at LFC Focus TV on Twitter, and I'll be back soon for the pre-match content for that massive game against Arsenal. Until then, bye for now.